I gotta sit down here so I can see the monitor while I'm doing this, because I can't see it on the screen. But basically we're gonna run through, for those of you I have not already talking, I haven't done any intros. As we've got the rest of our panelists making their way. We're basically going to run through a very similar presentation we did at San Diego Comic-Con. And then with a couple new reveals. For those of you who weren't at Comic-Con, you'll see some of those slides that were exclusive to the panel. And then we're going to try to have as much time for Q&A as humanly possible. So let's do a quick intro to all of our awesome panelists as everyone makes their way to the stage. We'll start here to my right, this bearded gentleman here.
I'm Ruben Martinez. I'm a design manager for MOTU.
Scott Knightlick, I'm the marketing manager for Matty Collector and MOTU.
I'm Corn Boy, 4 Horsemen Toy Design.
Eric Treadaway, also 4 Horsemen Toy Design.
And Mario, designer on Matty Collector as well.
Mario took over last year. Who's your first figure, Mario? Do you remember?
Icer, I believe.
Icer? Yeah. So starting with Icer, Mario kind of took over lead design.
That's why it looks so awesome.
That's why it looks so awesome. He used all of that Green Goddess plastic we had sitting around. Finally got to use that. The awesome deal we got. Okay, let's jump right in. Matty Collector, here we go. PowerCon 2013. Woo! All right, you can see the screen. Yeah. You know how this works. All right. So we're just gonna do a quick. Oh, and we're filming this panel, right? Unlike San Diego, that like shut us down. Put this on the hi YouTube, hi internet. So yeah.
I make the rules here. It's okay to film.
All right, we have official permission. Excellent. Okay. So we're gonna blast through 2013. A lot of this stuff you know, but just as a recap, and for you viewers at home. All right, so in September, our Club Filmation figure is Batros. Like what, tomorrow? Yeah, tomorrow. Doesn't say tomorrow. So you'll get him along with the Spiked Club, redecoed from Spike-Or. Batros from Filmation. He's the guy who stole the books, right?
Yes.
Is that the one that Adam wanted the unicorn book?
Yeah.
I wish he came with that. All right, Sky High with the jet sled or sky sled, depending on the time you're doing. What do you guys think of this? Huge thank you to Pixel Man for doing a review of it at like 2 in the morning last night. we ran a sample over to him at the show just so we could get that up. So that goes on sale tomorrow. Or if you were a subscriber, because a non-sub item, you have early access. So you could have already ordered. Who ordered one already?
Wow! Nice. Nice.
All right. Also in September, well, here's the sled itself. And man, there are a lot of deco ops. Do you want to talk anything about that, Ruben or Mario? I mean,
Yeah, we actually did a lot of different things here to get as much deco on it as possible. We used regular paint operations as well as decals or basically like the old model kits. Remember I used to put those water labels on? Those things really help us get as much deco on this thing as possible and make it look as good as it did.
it's got almost as much deco as a figure, if not more, right?
Yeah.
Well worth the price of admission. And it fits on the Wind Raider's there. So if you have a Wind Raider, you can plug that right on, and you can plug it into the castle too.
And it would fit on the back of the battle ram if we ever got a chance to make it back.
You had to sculpt it, didn't you?
Sorry, didn't mean to snap the hornet's
see.
nest there.
Antenna. We'll explain kind of how the eyes and the mouth kind of work. Mario, you came up with that.
It's kind of adjustable, so you can have either the telescoped eyeballs or the recessed or eyeballs inside the head, regular eyeballs.
Originally, we were going to do 2 heads, but this was a way of making it affordable, and you pull the mouth off in order to get the eyes on. That was just a way of
Interchangeable eyeball.
Yes. Now with interchangeable eyeball. Every toy should have that.
Looks like after last night, a lot of these people in here need interchangeable eyeballs.
I heard about
all that,
Yeah, there was this pool party on the deck getting shut down, and I miss all the good stuff.
You guys are crazy.
High holy days come.
By the way, next year at PowerCon, we're going to do an official 4 Horsemen after party too.
Yeah.
All right, October, so that's next month. So we got our baddie character, Lord Dacus. And this guy's tall too. He's got like, you want to talk a little about the legs and.
We did kind of like, well, as you can see from the images there, from the knees down, it has kind of like almost like dog legs, and even the feet and ankle area, they're all new. And so when you set him next to the other Masters figures, he's just slightly taller and a little bit more powerful looking.
He really filled out that package too.
Yes. We actually had to pack him with the armor off because he was so big that the armor was pressing against the blister. So luckily,
and those
Webster.
massive wings from Drago Man too.
Yeah, and Grandomir.
And
Yeah, well, you saw those. Alright, and his sword from the 2000X series. Is Dean here? Dean's not in the room, is he? He always gets excited when we do the 2000X figures. Alright, also in October, Club Filmation. MOTU with his glass Zor and Conch. What are we laughing at? Glass Zor. We don't have a stand for the bird, but you can get one in the weapons pack. It'll fit on the stand. Alright, also in October, we got that next weapons pack. And this one, of course, also has Cal here. It's got a lot of cool stuff. It's got the Rattler armor, it's got Strobo's gun, it's got Cowl. Did we mention it as Cowl?
So interesting too, guys. I mean, a lot of times the Four Horsemen will put stuff in like Rattler. They'll put the armor in from the 2000 series, but we just can't make the financials work. So we always keep it in the back of our mind. Where can we use this thing and put it out there? This was a really good opportunity to put that thing out in a way that you guys could get it and really take advantage of the great work that they did sculpting it. So we don't like to leave stuff on the table. We always try to find a way to put it in somewhere.
Also comes with truck draw weapons.
Yes,
Sure
yes
does.
it does. Look at the brain, big brain on Lego kid.
It also includes Horde spinner.
Yes.
And then the bad thing is Horde
Get that kid a microphone.
Somebody
take
get on the show
over.
and have him do reviews.
I
know. Alright. Yeah, Dan, you're out of a job.
Yeah.
Alright, we got this little guy here, the Horde Trooper. So, one update from San Diego. I admit I was wrong. I announced that it came with one of each of the weapons, but it comes with two of each of the weapons. So you
That's
get
a good kind of
yes,
mistake,
that's a good kind of mistake. I admit I made a mistake. So let's see. So it's got two electroshocker staffs. It's got two of the dragon staffs, two of the crossbows, and two of the shields. And one figure has battle damage in 3 places, and one is clean.
I
Yeah.
saw that.
And
Wow, this is awesome.
yeah, it's the first time anything I've seen that. You know, it's been in my backpack all night. Yeah, you can also remove the heads, and you can put on any male figure's head. So if you wanted He-Man or Horde in Horde armor, you can do that really easily. We have a couple in the case showing like that. So definitely a lot of fun with this guy. And we did up the quote. I know everyone was asking, since people like to army build, so there will be a few more of these than the usual figure. Alright, November, Geldor, who is the fan's choice figure. There he is, with his rod in his axe. His bio was revealed at Grayskull Con in Germany last week. Also in November, we have the sticker sheet. This will go just to subholders, so some more stickers for you. And I know there's more demand for more Great Rebellion stickers. We're working on that too. In November for Club Filmation, speaking of you guys definitely remember, when we sold in the Filmation sub, we showed his sword, and we did tell people that the owner of that sword would be, there'd be no day of, so he will not be sold day of in 2013, so you had to be a Club Filmation member to get him. There he is, there's the back of see, no, it's back. Alright. Just a quick update on the castle here. So, have you guys seen the castle downstairs? Yeah. Is it big enough?
We just got to see the production of this for the first time on Friday when we were at Mattel, and we were really blown away the way they really came through on the production on that thing. A little bonus note that we didn't even know about it. These guys have gone back and they've retro-engineered those little gold skulls that are on top of the elevator. You can pop those things off and they actually pop onto the action figures, so you have little gold-headed figures. They're really cool.
And let's give all full credit too. Mario also fixed the chains, so now there's like 2 or 3 of the rings.
No, now it's on all black metal chain.
So the whole thing is metal chain. So even the model down there is not 100% final.
Correct.
So there's still
It just
improvements.
keeps getting better.
Keeps getting better. Come to New York and see even closer to final.
Okay.
But the one that's just is made of plastic, so it's I would say 95% close.
Yeah,
Something like that.
it's pretty close. I mean, honestly, this was probably one of the most challenging things we've ever done for MOTU, and I think when you see the
Ever?
final product, no, not ever, but for MOTU, but yeah, when you guys see the final product, I know you guys are going to be happy. It's really, really nice.
Yeah. And then a quick look at the inside of the castle there, but you guys have seen it downstairs. This is a shot from Toy Fair, obviously. The model doesn't look like this anymore. The floors are different and the inside sculpt, and but it's awesome. And so there will, if you have, is there anyone in this room who did not already pre-order a Castle Grayskull? Let's go in the reverse. One
no,
guy.
No. I hope I can get it.
All right. So if you would like a castle, so December 15th, there will be a very, very limited number, and I'm talking like extremely limited, for $300 each. Those who pre-ordered it at the pre-order price of $250 or $275, they will start shipping mid to late November in the order that the orders were placed. So the very first person who ordered, if you ordered at the first pre-sale, you'll get yours first. So it'll roll out. So the later you pre-ordered, you're not necessarily guaranteed to get it by Christmas, but if you were like in the first bunch that did, you're more likely.
So I can buy it here, correct? I can buy it. Or not?
Not here. There's a website called Mattycollector.com.
I've heard of it. Okay.
He's heard of it.
But I can buy the other figures that they have in the displays, like modular. And
This is
all on Matty
Yeah,
Collector.
there's a new figure each month. We'll talk after the panel. Actually, I'll be getting you a slide on that in just a minute. All right. Let's see. Also in November,
Coolest kid on the planet.
we got the stands. We got the stacked stands there. There's battery. They come with little pegs, just like the previous stands. We're gonna get to the new stuff. I'm hurrying here. All right, Plunder. If you have a giant purple rabbit in your catalog, you have to do the giant purple rabbit.
Hold on, I need to say something, guys. A lot of times when we go into our upper management and we have to pitch our concepts, so imagine sitting in a room with a bunch of VPs and people that are all higher pay grade than you and know nothing of the brand. And you go in there and you say, yeah, I want to do this pink rabbit guy. He's really popular and the fans are going to love it. They're like, really? And we have to Scott does a very good job of it, and I doubt him sometimes too. They're going to love it. And you guys always do, and you guys always step up. So this is one of those ones that people are just like, really? And sure enough, it's out there, and it's a great looking figure.
And it comes with Skeletor's battle axe. So, you can now armor up your Skeletor and drain the energies off of poor aliens and sell them for profit. All right, December, we've got Strong Ore. Again, one of those copyright issues that we deal with.
One of my favorite formations right now.
Yeah, you've been bugging me for a sample. Yeah, I gotta get you
looks
one.
cool.
So he's got 2 different interchangeable arms. They're both the metal arm, but one is longer than the other, if you will, like stretched out like neck and neck. And he's got his Skeletor shrinking ray from Filmation. So another way we're getting in this Filmation. You guys like when we're getting in these Filmation?
Yeah.
So even if they don't necessarily have to do with the figure though, but you like getting them all, it's a cool way to get it out. So
Yes.
keep doing that? Awesome. All right, we hope to do a lot more of that. All right, 2014. So guys, you made this year happen. Let's say the sub-selling period, it's like the worst because we're sitting there like, oh my god, is this going to happen? We need to hit this number, but we did it. You guys surpassed the goal it was like 115%. So it's because of you guys. We always say we will make these figures as long as we have people buying them, and there's things we can't control like costs and production costs and vendor. But as long as you guys will keep getting them, we'll make them.
They're buying them.
Exactly. So let's talk about 14 and how great it's going to be here. This is for you. So you want to know how to buy them? Here you go, my Lego loving friend. All right, I can't read my screen, but I'm guessing it says 12 figures monthly. 4 quarterly. So here are the prices. Someone close. Dan, do you want to read them out? I can't read my own
Sure.
screen.
4 quarterly items, maybe variants or oversized items. At the prices. 1 holiday item.
Ooh,
1 club exclusive figure.
cool.
1 club exclusive map. Club does not include convention items or chase items, potential vehicles, potential weapons packs, or other standalone items.
And for an update, oops, there we go. So we're going to reopen the 2014 sub on Monday. Monday? No, Tuesday. Whatever the 20th. I have no calendar in front of me.
Next Friday.
Next Friday. So it's next Friday through the following Tuesday. The reason we're reopening it is because we've already hit our number, so we know it's happening. So essentially, we're just adding, the cherry on top as far as the number of subscribers. So this is the last time it's going to be reopened, and it's mostly being done as a courtesy. There were a lot of fans that had to choose between getting a MOTU sub or a DC sub. Since the DC sub didn't get enough subscribers tier, we're going to reopen the MOTU sub to allow those DC subscribers or additional people like yourself who may not have been able to get an annual subscription to get in. It's the best way to get your figures. There will be quite a few figures that are not available day of, like Too Bad. You will not be able to get the sub-only figure, like the unnamed one, the Horde Empire map, the new mini-comic, as well as the discounted prices, the early access, all the other benefits to being a sub-holder you can only get if you buy the full
So
year.
I can get modular.
So you can get Modulock, because Modulock is part of the 2014 sub, and let's talk about that in a little more detail. So in January, if you buy a sub, Too Bad. I know John for the Too Bad figure. So he'll come with both his vintage and his 2000X weapon, both heads, and he will not be punching himself in the head like the vintage figure. That's really crazy. But he will be packed out that way. All right, next up. I'm guessing you like the Princess of Power figures, just a little bit?
What's wrong with her crotch downstairs? You told her to fix it.
Uh-oh. What's wrong with her?
She has a skirt again instead of a leotard.
Yeah, you promised us at San Diego.
Comic-Con and you said you would take care of it, and now she's got a huge skirt.
Who cares? Let's just be thankful.
Well,
Out of the mouth of babes.
Who cares? You should be thankful you're getting
do you want to?
I actually can't see it. I mean, Mario, can you see it from there?
Yeah, it's
That's the prototype. The production one downstairs has the leotard like Chakotay and Octavia.
This just might be an early photo.
You
should be thankful we're paying for a product.
Yeah,
So-
a lot of money.
So let us look at it. I mean, you guys know that.
Photos on Matty giving you a description.
So hold on a second. You guys know that when we do make mistakes, everybody makes mistakes. We do our best to fix them. So I don't know where in stage of production this is. This might be an early prototype photo.
That's the Four Horsemen picture.
Yeah.
Is what you're
So
looking
No, the one that is downstairs is still wearing diapers.
Yeah, the one downstairs looks like a production figure.
let me look at it.
at. And she'll go with her staff. Any issues with her staff? Staff's good?
Doesn't glow in the dark.
Does not glow in the dark.
Aw.
I know the original glowed in the dark. All right. In March, what are we looking at? Oh, there we go. Hydra. So the dome is removable, right? The little glass bowl.
Is it Mario?
Mario?
say that again.
The glass, the bowl, the dome pulls off?
Yeah,
it pulls off.
It's
And then the head,
detachable.
yeah, okay, so the bowl does come off. All right. So the first quarterly figure, you had asked, yes, Modulock. Spelled correctly. So he's $40. So the sample we have in the case, it's an early production sample, like
Can you,
super early.
Pardon me, I don't mean to interrupt, but can you take them apart?
Yes, and yes, so Mario, why don't you talk a little bit about...
So you can detach all sections of his abdomen, his thorax, his legs, and you can mix and match. There's like so many combinations you can possibly make out of Modulock, just like the traditional plastic toy.
In fact, here's some more ways we can figure out.
I like the other creature poses.
So he'll be $40, or I think 42 for day of, if I can recall off the top of my head. And he's awesome. Modulock, our first quarter. Alright. So our traveling con figure, which that means next year here at PowerCon, I assume there'll be a PowerCon next year.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we got our buddy Goatman. So Goatman, again, like some of the other figures, it comes with an accessory from this, in this case, from the mini comics. That's the staff of Avion from the mini comics, and a giant hammer. People have been asking for a hammer.
Looks like Thor's hammer.
You want to talk at all about the accessories?
Well, I mean, we did the staff of Avion before, and sorry, I screwed up. I didn't put the little attachment thing where
See,
straps to
everybody
actually
makes
hold
mistakes.
them.
I make mistakes.
That was my fault. So I wanted to redeem myself, and there was another staff of Avion, so I got to do it. And it was the comic version of it. So, and as far as the hammer goes, like he said, everybody's been asking for like some type of Warhammer, and he's Goatman, so you know he's a goat. They ram the things with their heads, and I figured this is the guy to put a hammer with. He didn't have any other accessories in the comics. Why not throw it in with him?
There you go. Someone said, let there be hammer, and there was hammer.
Okay.
All right, so he'll be at PowerCon, New York Comic Con, and other shows in March. The Untamed one. All right, so yeah, this was a subscription-only figure, so you'll find out what he looks like when you get him in the mail in March. You know, we'll do questions at the end, and I promise I will call on you, okay?
Okay, is he one of the Horde?
You'll find out more about him, so his bio, the character, what he looks like. I will tell you, the figure is almost a full sculpt. He's got 2 heads, additional accessories.
Multibot!
He's not multi-bot.
Kid knows his stuff.
But he'll be awesome. All right. Also up in March, we've got the Horde Empire map. You can see the map down in our booth. So that will only ship to sub holders, so you'll want to definitely get a sub, really, if you want to get that map. Speaking of the maps, before we leave them, as we're gearing up for 15, love to hear your guys' thoughts on what other maps you'd like to see. We've done Eternia, Preternia, Etheria, Subternia,
I've never
now
seen
the
all
Empire.
those.
Let us know online. You know, what was that?
Bright Sun.
Bright Sun? Oh, Fright Zone. Like a map of the Fright Zone?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, let us know online. You know what other ideas you have. We have a few, but this was kind of our last like
Have
big
you
one
done
that
a
we
map
wanted
of
to get to.
Skeletors,
Not yet.
like you know, dimension? Like Skeletor's dimension?
Not yet.
Okay, do that.
All right. Do that, Scott. I'm on it because he asked. We do everything based on your choices. And all of
Do
your
multibot.
Okay.
Figure out.
Exclusive club mini comic. So we have a new mini comic coming in 2014. Only available packed in with the unnamed one. It's very similar to what we did with King He-Man. I can't read it on the angle.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Axel's doing the art. So this will be He-Man and Skeletor. Let this be our final battle.
Or Bible battle.
Bible battle. There's always a typo. At least I got the one out of Roger. Exclusive club mini comic. There's a sneak peek at the first page, the very first panel. All right, April 2014. So I guess we're up to new stuff, huh? We're just gonna treat. All right. In Club Eternia.
Oh, nice.
So there we have our first of the figures, I guess if you will, from the '87 movie, but of course based on the vintage toy, not of Blade. So you want to talk about his accessories?
Well, in the movie, he came with he used this like laser whip, just briefly, And
Briefly, like practically like shades of Grey's He-Man.
and we wanted to include as many sword accessories with him as possible, just because his name is Blade. But we thought that was too cool to leave out, so we went ahead and did the laser whip with him as well.
And where's Anthony
So they'll
for
come
his
with the
reveal?
movie-inspired sword, the toy sword, and the laser whip. All right. Coming in May. Scorpio. So there's Scorpio, our next female on the line. So she'll have her Scorpion Horde bow. I think that's the only accessory, right? Because of the long tail.
Yeah, the tail is like her other
Is the
accessory.
tail articulated?
At the base of her spine, it is.
But not along the length of it. It will rotate, but it will not
Like Whiplash.
bend. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, there's Scorpion. Oh, the name came up first. That's what happens when you jump into an visionary. So there we go, Battle Lion of our next quarterly piece of Pink Grayskull will finally have his mount. You want to talk about how he'll fit on there, the redesigned saddle?
One of the things that's cool about this is you can take the saddle and I believe the helmet, the way it worked out, and transfer that onto your Battle Cat figure. So you can also create a 2002 Battle Cat.
Pardon me, guys, pardon me, but can you also take off the red parts?
Yes, those are
So the foot armor, the mask, and the helmet can come off, and ideally, we're not there yet because we're still very early, but the goal, if it works, is to have that armor also work for Battle Cat. So you can make more of a 2000X style Battle Cat. So both versions of King Grayskull will sit on him, even with the cape, because it's a redesigned saddle. And he's got a new head, he's got new tail? I can't remember.
Yes,
Yeah,
new tail.
New
New head, new tail.
Yeah, but otherwise a lot of battle. But I mean, it should use Battle Cat.
How come he
parts,
doesn't
so-
have any of the red pieces on the two other feet?
Because he only had two if you watch the show. Scott Riley, King of Children. Alright, so we announced at Comic-Con we had a partnership with POW Entertainment. And through that partnership, we've got a lot of exciting stuff. We're working with them, but to commemorate that partnership, we could have made a Stanley Hot Wheel. We could have made a Stanley Monster High doll. Instead, we decided to commemorate the partnership. That would have been awesome. That would have been interesting. And introducing Standar. So Standar is one of the original gods of the MOTU universe, so we actually got Stan's approval on the bio, and it was really thrilling when we went up there and actually had him like read the bio out loud in Stan Lee's voice. He did a little bit of it at Comic-Con. The helmet is removable, the glasses are removable, and he's a pretty cool figure.
Is this figure only available at Kamikaze, or it's first available?
First available at Kamikaze. Good question, Ruben. So Kamikaze is November 1st at the Staples Center here in LA, and then he will be available after the show, probably in December, in limited quota on that, if you can't make it to Kamikaze. And there you go.
I hope I can make.
I hope you can too, I really do. Alright. Some images from the mini comics. These are the ones we showed in San Diego, but because we've never posted these online, we wanted to make them available for you guys. So Axel did some great art of characters like Bandwidth and Red Shadow from the
Will we get
new
those
mini
in Masters
comics.
Classics?
We don't have plans right now for any of these characters, but we want to hear what you guys think, because come 2016, 2017, should the line still be going, we're going to be out of vintage characters. So figures like the Great Black Lizard or Fangor, the mechanic of the Snake Men, these are going to be characters that we could potentially look at because we're going to need more toys. So then wrapping it up, I think we got Gladiator from mini comic number 2, and of course the Spectromobile.
Yeah.
It's okay, I was having a little fun. We don't have plans for a Spectre. That will not be happening. Why? Want a Spectromobile? Yeah! We'll get right on that, believe me. All right. Before we start our Q&A, we do have one question for you guys. Something we've wanted to do for years, and I think we're finally getting closer. I can't guarantee this, but we're seriously looking into a 2000X head pack. So, we'd love to hear from you, not like shouting out right now, but online, on the forums, let us know, which are kind of your top 6 characters you'd like to see. We're not guaranteeing this is happening, but we're getting closer. It's been something we've been trying to do for years. So, let us know online. We do read the internets. Okay. After that, we're ready to open it up to official questions. So, I think we'll probably just do calls since we don't have a mic in the middle. And we've got the whole panel up here ready. How are we doing on time? Okay, we got about 15 minutes. Perfect. So I'll kind of work my way back and then forward again. So in the green shirt, sir.
Early access. Can we get earlier access? It seems like we only get 1 or 2 days. Why can't we get a week or 2 weeks out?
A lot of it is just resources and how fast we can get the stuff to Digital River. We don't want to start selling it when it's not there. If you did it 2 weeks out, you then have to wait 2 weeks for it to ship. So that's the way it's going to work. It's going to be 1 to 2 days. Yeah. All right. I'll go left, right. So on this side. Official question.
Okay. I was wondering. Is the Horde Trooper available? Is the Horde Trooper?
Horde Trooper will be out in October. Next month.
Okay, I was wondering, is that figure going to be part of Horde? Is that figure going to be part of Horde?
Yes, he is a member of the Horde, definitely.
So, it's not multi-bot, because you already said no to multi-bot.
He is not multi-bot, but maybe one day we'll get to multi-bot.
Drag store.
One more question.
All right, well, we will circle back. One question per hand out of respect.
I do want to see multi-bot and drag store.
All right, multi-bot and drag store. I can tell you, we've told fans we want to try to finish the vintage line in the next 2 years. So both of those would be characters in the next 2 years. More than likely, you're going to get. All right, so we're going to go here. We'll wind like a snake. Back and front.
It's great that you're talking about possibly doing 200X, a head pack. Any thoughts of either Filmation head pack or using those slots you want to put some Filmation items, sneak them into the line? Why not use those slots for Filmation heads?
One of the reasons we don't do as many heads in the figures is they're very expensive to do. You can't just, we try to do multiple heads when we can, but sort of doing multiple heads to just throw an extra head in there, it's extremely costly. There's more deco on the head than almost any other part. So if right now we're looking at 2000X, but there's no reason Filmation's off the table, could happen. All right, we'll go. What's the next one? So I guess you there. Yes. Oh, hi.
Question. I was looking at Hydra and his torso is very thick. It's kind of like how Steve Hawk is kind of coming out whenever there's like a cover on the body. I was wondering if you guys had discussed that at all, or if you guys are planning like a leader body underneath, kind of like how Steve has a leader body, as opposed to being a versus future characters that have to wear kind of like a. Because Hydra's very wide.
Yeah, the reason for that is because, for the most part, all of the male bodies are exactly the same. And that's part of the reason we're able to get these figures and consolidate our tooling in a way that it works for you guys from a financial. But the armor that goes on top of it, unfortunately, has to sit on top of it. And we can only make it so thin and have it wrap around the figure in such a way that it's going to meet our production standards. So sometimes, yeah, honestly, it really comes down to sometimes just we have to manage it when it gets to that stage of production where we're fine-tuning it as best we can. But sometimes you got to remember, this is armor going over another piece of figure, so it's going to get wider.
And the figure you're seeing is pretty close to final.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm curious about as well. Just one other quick question. You guys talked about how a chase figure is not included in the subscription. Does that mean you guys are planning a chase figure in 2024?
It does not confirm that. It just means if one happens, we want to make sure people are absolutely clear that it's not. If it happens, it's not part of the sub. There were people confused last year, so we just want to make that. All right, we're going to come back to this side. So, okay, so I guess Penny.
Hi. I would really love a card figure. Is there any chance the Four Horsemen will ever have the opportunity to sculpt any of the 87 movie characters that you guys don't currently have the rights
Like Luthor and
Same answers we've given every year. Unfortunately, we don't have the rights to the 87 movie. It's just not available to us at this time. The only figures we can do are the 3 that were in the vintage line. Yeah, Blade, Gwildor, and Sarad. Gets pronounced it. So those 3 could potentially. Well, Blade's coming now. The other ones, yeah, still no update. All right, we're gonna go to this side and then we're back.
He-Man?
All right, so who is, I think, all right, sir, yes.
And the question, will Council Grade still be available in December in early access?
Yes, it will be up for early access, so very limited numbers, but subscribers will have first access to that limited quota at $300 day of. All right, this side, sir.
This might be a question for when you get to 2016, but there were a lot of knockoffs and pretenders at the time back in the 80s for DC, for a MOTU like DC's Warlord, and you have you're doing toys for DC. Have you thought about proposing to them like a brief subline that would use Masters of the Universe Classics parts to make the Warlord characters, or for Black Star or other properties that maybe when you need some new life after Classics has finished off its set of characters.
You wanna jump in on using MOTU parts for DC figures?
I think it's
a question.
Oh, let me repeat all the questions actually.
Pardon me, but
So
sir.
hold on, let me answer this question, then I promise we'll get back to you, I
Okay,
promise.
thank you.
The question was, would we use MOTU parts for DC figures, and maybe even specifically a DC Warlord series, because for those of you with memories for this, there was an 80s line, Warlord's a DC character, and they actually did a line in the 80s of Warlord and his entourage, his cast, thank you, in a very MOTU kind of style. So would we specifically do Warlord using like a He-Man buck?
I think the answer to the question honestly would be, what's the demand like? And if we could get Warner Brothers, this guy wants one. And I guess it would be how open DC would be for us to mine that far back into their history. Because Warlord, I don't know how prominent he is in the books now, but we have to gauge their interest and see what they'd be willing to let us do, and your interest as well.
All right, we'll jump over to this side, so we're going back, and then we'll come forward again. So, you, sir.
You from?
The throne in Castle Grayskull, the armrest and back of those weren't shortened to allow the sorceress to continue to close while she's sitting.
Yeah, we never said the question is with the armrests on the chair be shortened. We never said they were being shortened. I've gotten this question a few times online, and people tend to put words in our mouth sometimes. The bottom line is the sorceress wasn't designed to sit in a chair. When we made the sorceress figure, we had no idea we were going to be making a Castle Grayskull. We kind of went above and beyond and put a slit in the chair. Do you want to talk about that at all?
Yeah, we accommodated the throne in Castle Grayskull to fit with the sorceress. The Horsemen were very proactive in making sure that was, necessary, because we wanted her to be able to sit there. Other than that, that's the only modification that we made so that she can sit in the chair with her wings behind her.
Yeah, I know she doesn't sit perfect, but really the bottom line is she wasn't designed to sit in a chair. So we had.
2.0 that is designed for the chair.
It's definitely possible, but in line with that, doing a Sorceress 2.0, do we do Sorceress 2.0 or do we do Dragstore? Do we do Sorceress 2.0? Yeah.
Just do both!
Well, we can't. We only have so many slots a year, and our priority is to try to finish the line. So,
Last modification though, just to short throws, is it too late?
Actually, yeah, it is. Honestly, I'll be 100% honest with you. I told you, when you see this thing, you're gonna be amazed. It looks beautiful. It looks just like their Paint Master. We did everything humanly possible to match the product, the final product that you're gonna get, to what these guys put out there. And Mario did a good job of managing all of that product to make sure every detail is there. So unfortunately, it's just some stuff we can't control, or sometimes we just don't see it, or we don't see it soon enough.
But it was told. And there's indentations in the back of that armchair that could have been cut off, and it would solve the problem. And it was mentioned several times right after Toy Fair. It's not like it wasn't pointed out, and it's not like anyone asking that question is saying the castle's not beautiful. We all love it. It's amazing. Their sculpt is incredible.
The throne should be built around her. It's her throne. No one else would sit in that throne but her. So it just makes
lots of people can sit in that throne. Even the box on the castle has Skeletor on it. It doesn't have to.
It's her castle.
Well.
Have you seen Filmation?
Have you read the original mini comics? It's anyone's castle.
Guys, hold on.
They're paying $250 to $300 for it. The snarky answers are a little much at this point.
Guys, the bottom line is, we try to address as much of the concerns as we can. I know you guys have made comments on stuff in the past, and we do our best to try to address as much as we can. Sometimes timing and schedule gets away from us, and we cannot always make all of the changes because there's a lot of factors that we have to put in to make sure that we can get this product out when you guys have ordered it and are expecting it. So sometimes, I mean, honestly, this is the first I've ever heard of it. And sometimes we have to weigh the decisions we make based off of our schedule and making sure we hit the cost, and we make sure that we offer a product to you guys that is 100% the best we can do with the amount of time and schedule we have and the amount of money you guys are paying. So we appreciate your, your passion for some of this stuff, but I would love for you guys to just take a minute and kind of look at it from our point of view sometimes, and some of the stuff that we're restricted by. So we value all your comments, and we try, I'm telling you 100%, Scott brings me these comments all the time. We try very, very hard to make sure you guys are happy with the product because we know how devoted you are to this brand.
Yeah, Ruben and Mario have done, honestly, blew it out of the water. The castle took more work than almost the entire year's worth of figures, just for this one SKU. And when snarky answers, guys, it's PowerCon, I'm just joking around. Of course I respect your opinions. I'm just being entertaining here on the dais. At this point, it's essentially tooled, so we're not going to be able to make those changes, but if you don't like it, you can cancel. We are not going to take your money for a product you don't want. Just know that if you cancel, you won't be able to get back in. So it's a risk you take, but we respect that, and we would never force you to take a product you weren't 100% on, so that's what we do. We're going to allow you to cancel.
The castle's awesome, it's the throne.
I hear you, but at this point, guys,
Perfect.
Okay. For the sake of time, we're going to move on. So,
Just a quick question and comment. So you said the 2014 subscription will be reopened. If we want to switch anything at that point, we can do that. And then,
meaning no, you can add more subscriptions.
if I originally bought the quarterly, can I go back to the monthly? And then my comment is, were you aware that Big Lots has your MOTU classic characters?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Not all of them, like a few SKUs from like 2010 and 11 that were produced in second. So let me explain the Big Lots thing. That's the question. What's the figure showing up Big Lots? Back in 9, 10, and 11, we did second runs of a lot of figures. We weren't quite sure how big the fan base was, and really the only figure that performed well in a second run was He-Man. So starting in 2012, we stopped doing second runs. So any of the figures you're seeing at Big Lots is basically overstock that we couldn't sell through, even when we offered it at discount first on Matty. A lot of people are saying, why are you doing it at Big Lots when you haven't offered it first on Matty? We did. Last year at Cyber Monday, we offered those same figures at large discounts. They still didn't sell through. We couldn't just house them forever. So a decision was made to let's move them on to clearance channels. You're not going to see anything from 12, 13, or 14 or beyond showing up like that, simply because we cut production. We stopped doing the second runs. So yes, there are a few figures from 9, 10, and 11, so that's 3 years ago. But you won't see that going forward. It was sort of a one-time thing to get through that overstock of second run. So
That's cool. What about the subscription though? Can I change my quarterly to a monthly if I want
if you
to?
call customer service, you can probably still do that. Yeah, I'll clarify that, but that shouldn't be an issue.
Thank you.
Yep. All right, we're gonna keep going back, and then we're gonna come back forward. So this side next, you in the glasses, then you next.
So you mentioned about maybe the Sorcerers 2.0 versus another figure, but what are the chances of seeing a 2000X since it's quite different than the original Sorcerers, and where does the new roadmap leave us for variants of certain characters?
The question is, we wouldn't necessarily do a 2.0 with Filmation Sorcerers in the next 2 years, but would we do 2000X version or other variants? And the short answer is, in the roadmap, there are still variants, and there are 2000X variants of figures. So I'm not saying who they are, but they're definitely, part of the long-term plan. If they had a significantly different look. Like someone like Man-at-Arms, well, we kind of already did, but a character that looked very close, but if the character looked extremely different, like Randor, the Filmation Randor was very different, so he was worth doing another skin. All right, I'm going to try to bullet so we can, in the glasses.
Yeah, who is on the box Unbraceable playing, the guy?
Yeah, who is on
The guy.
The guy holding Castle Grayskull.
Oh, the model?
Yeah.
Everyone's been asking that. So we had the old box at Mattel. We used it for inspiration, and we were looking at the model of the kid. We knew we couldn't find who this kid was, so what we went to our normal, Mattel does tons of toy boxes, and we have models that we use for everything from Hot Wheels to Barbie to Little Bonnie. So we got a bunch of headshots, and we picked an actor, a model who looked like this kid could have looked like, grown up. And we went to wardrobe, and we showed them pictures of the old box, and they found a polo that looked like really close to what the kid was wearing. Do you remember that old Toys R Us commercial, like, I don't want to grow up, I'm a toy? And they got like those actual kids like 20 years later to sing the song. This was a commercial on like 15 years ago now, but that we wanted to go for that. So that model, it's not the kid, but we wanted to go for that feeling.
Cool.
We do care, we really try. All right, yes, sir.
We've seen the brown mailer in the display case downstairs, and there's some concern over that. Can you speak to the decision to change the mailer this late in the game and address the quality and the difference between the new mailer and the white mailer that we used to?
The bottom line is it's a different material in order to hold 2013 prices.
So guys, like I said, I mean, we do so much stuff behind the scenes to make sure that we continue to offer the product at a stable price for you guys. There's issues sometimes where there's corporate initiatives to save money on packaging, and this was one of them. By doing this, we were able to continue to offer you a great product. It's just the shipper's brown instead of white glossy paper where it was before. But those little changes allow us to continue on making the product that we do. There's just, honestly, sometimes it's amazing the amount of hurdles we have to jump just to get product out on the shelf for you guys. So that's a great question, and that was the reason why.
Okay, real quick, I'm sorry. Will Hydron come with Exxon Crusade?
So you have Val Kilmer and Tom Cruise. No, but I think they should come with the Demolition Man explosion box. All right, this side. Sorry, yeah.
With the customer service thing, when are we gonna get like real customer service, not an outsourced to another country, speaking to someone that I can't put my own voice on?
We do have U.S.-based customer service.
And every time I call the U.S. base, they transfer me over to the third world countries. That's what I'm speaking.
If you have a specific issue, drop me a PM on Matty. I'll send it right to him. All right, I said you, yeah, and yes.
So, any chance we can get Rudy to do some artwork for Battle Line?
Would love to. It's a budget issue. Do we come to PowerCon, or do we have Rudy do more box art? Would you rather us come to PowerCon, or would you rather have more box art? Unfortunately, it doesn't work that way. We have we have a very slim budget on this stuff. All right, we're going to go to this side. So you, and then we'll keep working back.
Have the vehicles been successful enough to consider a Filmation motorized battle tank?
No. All right, this side. Yeah, and then we'll come back up to the front. Yeah, you, sir. Yes.
How about the robot droids?
The hover robots?
Yeah.
Could happen.
We just had a meeting on Friday. That's all I'm saying.
This side. Yes, sir.
Okay, so really psyched about Blade coming out. Is there any chance we get Gwildor in 2014, or is that more of 2015?
The question is Gwildor in 14. This answer basically goes for any specific character question. The answer is going to be we don't want to comment right now because we don't want to spoil anything. All right, sir.
Flight stands for Wind Raider. Can we get them for our jet sled?
You have to buy Wind Raider. Yeah, we don't have separate stands. I know. We've heard that too. We looked at including one in the Sky Sled, but we just couldn't afford it.
Can't buy them separate. This stand.
We don't have. It's not like we have. We'd have to go into production of that, and it would have to be its own SKU because it's never been done.
So basically, what would happen is we'd have to produce the Wind Raider to get those stands made. We'd have to isolate the entire. So basically, what happens sometimes too is tooling is shared between parts of your Wind Raider and parts of that stand, so we could make sure we can make it for the right cost. In order to do it and sell it separately, we'd have to probably tool it all on its own and sell it separately and produce it separately, independent of any other part of the Wind Raider. So it's tough.
Yeah. Like, I'll keep using the same example, drag store, or do we do another stand? What?
Not both.
Yeah, the answer is both. Both is not unfortunately an
That's
answer.
the good answer for everything. But
All right, we just did this side, right? So this side, all right, yes.
Was the Filmation mini-sub successful enough to warrant another mini-sub next year? Like She-Ra.
So the question is, will there be another mini sub next year? And someone also added like She-Ra. The question is, nothing to announce yet, but definitely the fact that we hit 115% of the goal of Tier 2. MOTU's at a Tier 2 level, as opposed to DC that was at Tier 1. Definitely under consideration. What the theme might be, still TBD, but we're confident that we think we could get to some more non-sub items if the trend continues.
Yeah, actually, and I want to say this too for the Four Horsemen and everybody up here, that some of the filmation stuff that we've been doing is just amazing. I mean, I've seen all these other characters produced in one form or another, but some of these filmation guys that come out, I mean, they're just awesome. You know, I mean, they all look great. So I think we want to maybe look at that a little bit further, see what other characters we can come up with.
There's a lot of filmation. I mean, there are hundreds. I mean, everybody wants the clown, right? All right, we did this side, so we'll do this side now and then back.
So given that you plan years in advance, you know, what toys are going to be coming out and the roadmap, how soon is Mattel going to start planning the toy side of the movie release, the live action movie? When are you going to start planning, you know, how Mattel is going to handle that? Are they going to do a retail release? Are they going to do movie style figures?
So the question is about the live action MOTU movie that Sony is developing, and Sony needs to make a movie first, essentially. Sony has not officially announced a green light, they are just developing it.
Yeah.
So until that happens.
Yeah, but to answer your question, we would have a full retail complement for any movie
Oh,
that we
yeah.
would do.
If there was a movie, you'd see it. I mean, it would be like, you know, like Transformers or G.I. Joe, except it would be better. All right, we did this side, so now this side. Yes, sir.
Since it did sell this year pretty well, and next year there's no castle, would it be possible maybe to do 2 sub add-ons? Because it might be, you know, comparable price-wise to what we're spending this year. To try to get as many figures in that year, because I know you said that maybe there might be a price increase the following year.
So the question is, would there be 2 add-on subs? And really, in 2014, really that comes to SKU count. You know, the castle, as big as it was only 1 SKU, versus the Filmation sub is 6 SKUs. So we don't necessarily, you know, SKU count is something that we're always kind of under pressure on to keep down. And you know, even when we do something like a 2-pack of Horde Troopers, that's 2 SKUs. We had to use 2 SKUs up to do that pack. So, you know, whether or not we'll have enough SKUs to do 12 more figures versus 6 more, or even 2 more. We don't necessarily. An add-on sub might not necessarily even be 6 figures. It could be 4. It could be 1. It could be 2. It could be 12. We'll hope to have more news at Toy Fair. Nothing to guarantee yet, but we are definitely looking into more stuff for 14. Now that you guys supported the line so much, because of you guys, that we can do it.